disagree with. But there are a few in the Republican Party of past who spoke more wisely. But many times I feel like I'm running against Woodrow Wilson more than anybody else. So you know, with Woodrow Wilson, during that era, we had the Federal Reserve come in, and we know that at that time they undermined the principle of states' rights by the 17th Amendment and having general elections of our senators. We know that Woodrow Wilson was idealistic enough and naive enough to believe that through force we could spread democracy around the world. But what other evil came in 1913 that we have to repeal? Repeal the 16th Amendment and not let that. You know, it's the principle of the income tax that is so evil. It is based on the principle that if the government can have a tax on our income, it makes the assumption that the government owns us. They own 100% of our income and they give us permission to keep a certain percentage. So the rejection should have been immediate on principle that even a 1% tax on anybody was wrong. So today, of course, is out of control. It emphasizes this fact that they own us, and in a free society, the responsibility and ownership of one's life remains with the individual. The assumption that government owns our life, and that is buried in the principle of selective service and the military draft. When the government tells every 18-year-old that they must sign up with the potential of being called to duty anytime, no matter what's going on in the world, even undeclared wars, it means that they assume that they owe 18-year-olds, and they've embedded into our system this silly, ungodly notion that an 18-year-old owes a lot more to his country than everybody else. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. You know, if our country ever became truly threatened, which I'm not anticipating because we are so strong, nobody's going to invade us, but the whole idea that there has to be the potential of calling up 18 to 20-year-olds because somebody goes and starts bombing Iran and moving, spreading the war, this is a preposterous notion. And I think what we should do as freedom fighters is to make absolutely sure that the lives believed belong to the individual. If we are truly threatened, we all ought to volunteer and participate in fighting our enemies. That has turned out to be one of the key issues of the campaign has been that of foreign policy. And obviously it is because we're bogged down once again. And in my lifetime I remember being bogged down many times. I remember the last war we won. It was a declared war and we won it in a lot shorter time than we've been in Iraq. But we got bogged down. We're still in Korea. We got bogged down. We lost 60,000 people in Vietnam. And we're bogged down once again. I am convinced that one of the major reasons why we get dragged into these wars, we get bogged down, is we get into these wars unconstitutionally. We should never go to war without a declaration of war and go in and try to win. That's true. We didn't listen to you. You preached against the war for years and years before it happened. But it happened now. We're in there. We're in a predicament. And if we leave, things will be be worse than ever, so therefore, don't you think it's morally wrong to leave? And I say, no, it's not morally wrong. The moral responsibility that I have is to the people in this country to bring our troops home and save the money to take it out. On the other side is that things will get much worse. I said, who makes those claims? Well, the people who claim that it will get much worse are the ones who claim that it would be a cakewalk if we went in. Why shouldn't we listen to them? There's no reason why we should listen to them. They've been wrong on everything they said. They said that oil would pay for it. What have we done? That we went in there to protect our oil? How did it become our oil? We went in there when oil was $27 a barrel. Now it's $84 a barrel, and they don't produce half as much as they used to. All that planning and agitation and fibbing or lying about what is happening doesn't hold water. So all we have to do, once again, we would not